Tell you, that was a lot of fun. Uh, but I gotta tell you, I'm not what I used to be. Well, as a matter of fact, I was never what I used to be. Um, I'm kind of getting old, and but hey, I want to remind us of something. You know, the last couple of days I've seen where, you know, there's a lot of people disobeying the laws of the land. You know, there's no mask being used, and people aren't practicing social distancing. You know, Romans chapter 13 verses 1 through 2 tells us that God has established government. And because God has established government, we are to obey the rules and the laws of the land. And in the state of Maryland, at least, you know, anytime we go out, we're supposed to have a mask on, and we're supposed to continually wash our hands and do those things. Let me just dive in this passage just a little bit for us, because there's a couple things I think we need to realize. Number one, it's not okay not to obey the laws of the land. You know, when you're driving down the road, right, and you know, you see this big sign that says the speed suggestion, you know, 55 or 65 or 70. That doesn't mean it's okay to do 70, 80, 90, or if I'm in a hurry, you know, triple digits. You know, it's funny, isn't it, that when you're driving down the highway and all of a sudden you see a police officer, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to, exactly, slow down. And the reason we do that is because we're all prone to kind of push that speed suggestion. You know, most people call it a speed limit, but in our case, it's a speed suggestion. It's a suggestion that the government has made for us. Maybe for others of us, you know, we're thinking to ourselves, you know, it's okay for me to go out without a mask because, you know, I'm the exception to the rule. And you know, there are no exceptions to the rule. I got this shirt on, and this shirt says Baghdad on it. And this was from a military campaign. And here's the thing I want you to know. In the military, disobeying a law is not cool. It can get someone killed. And so just as much as it's important to obey the laws of the military, it's important that we obey the laws of our government. As a matter of fact, Paul goes on to tell us that if we disobey the laws of the land, it's as if we are disobeying God himself. And for us to be able to stand before God one day and he's going to say to us, you know, why did you do this or why did you do that? And you're going to say, well, I just saw that as a suggestion and I just didn't agree with it. God's going to go, no, no, no. I established government in order to protect you. And so when you disobey government, in essence, you're disobeying me and you're removing yourself from my shield that I've put around you of safety. And so let's encourage one another. Let's obey the laws of the land. Let's do what we need to do in order to be safe and in order to have God's protection all over us. And so as I wrap up today, let me just kind of tell you what Paul finishes by saying. He says this, listen, here's what you need to know, that if you disobey the laws of the land, you are actually sinning. And I don't want us to sin. I don't want us to, you know, go before God and have him say, you know, what you did just wasn't right. You know, whether we agree with it or not, you know, there's a lot of talk. Is this necessary? I don't know. But for right now in our state, it is the law. And so I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to do the things I need to do in order to honor God. So let's get protected. Let's get it together and let's stay safe. God bless.